Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, tell me to hide period products in order to not offend male coworkers? Consider it done. Nitpicking expense report. I want the number associated with my order. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Tell me to hide period products in order to not offend male coworkers? Consider it done. Background: I work in a fast-paced healthcare environment where every minute counts, and I have both male and female coworkers on my shift. We have lockers with opaque doors where we're allowed to store our things. When I'm in the office area, I leave mine unlocked for easy access, and I've started keeping a box of tampons in my locker. I've told my female coworkers if they're in a hurry and need a tampon, they're welcome to just open my locker when it's unlocked and I'm in the office and take one, no problem. I got called into my boss's office the other day because a male coworker of mine complained that me keeping tampons in my locker was disgusting, and he hated that he could see the box whenever my locker was opened. My boss, a male, told me that some men were really sensitive to this type of thing and that I should try hiding them in a different type of box so I wouldn't offend my coworkers. I asked what the point was because my coworkers would see someone reaching into a Crackers/Pop-Tarts, etc. box and taking out a tampon instead of food anyway. My boss got all huffy and told me that it was for the best and I needed to do it. Well, fine. I made a cover for my tampon box that said Mother Earth's Bloody Nutrients Bars, with extra gooey, nutritious filling, with a photo of a bloody bathtub, and placed it on the box. That was 2 days ago, and I saw the male coworker open my locker, trying to be sneaky, and he paled when he read the box, got all angry, and I received an email from my boss that my cover wasn't funny and that I need to take it down. So I emailed our HR person a copy of the email as well as a summary of what happened and photos of the lockers, the box, and the cover. I also suggested that the male coworker sit somewhere where he didn't have a direct line of sight to my locker if it really offended him so much. She thought it was freaking hilarious and said I followed my supervisor's instructions, and so I was fine. Nothing else has been done yet, and I'm mostly angry that my time was spent on something as stupid as this and not on patient work. Edit: thank you so much for the support and the awards. I've documented everything and am encouraging my coworkers, male and female, to do the same. HR is now in the loop and they have told me they have had multiple people come forward saying similar things, that they're doing some investigating. So hopefully things change. These dudes work in healthcare but are too sensitive to deal with knowing menstruation is a thing? Yikes. Seriously. He's also always coming in and bragging about his dates and how much sex he gets, but can't handle anything about a period. If this poor fellow is triggered by the sight of a tampon box, he may be in the wrong field. I am intrigued by the specifics of his revulsion. I am guessing he is specifically revolted by the idea of menstrual blood, but perhaps it is hygiene products generally or things that are used to swab up blood? Does he also cope poorly with seeing toilet paper? Are band-aids difficult for him? What snowflake? Will someone ask the coworker to justify why he went into your locker? Since I gave permission to others to just go get something in my locker, I don't know if I'll be able to say anything about him opening it. I let HR know in my email and we're still waiting to see what happens. Yeah, if this dude is sneaking into her locker to look at the tampons that supposedly disgust him, I feel like there's way more going on here than just man doesn't like thinking about menstruation. First paranoid thought off the top of my head, he's got some creepy fantasy about her and the tampon/menstruation ruin the fantasy for him. I would definitely be using some specific phrases. Hostile work environment would be one. Reasonable accommodation would be there, and most definitely gender bias. There would be some stakeholder in fear of a $10 million lawsuit because of me. Good call. I added more info to my HR email, identifying details that I can't add here, and the representative said she'd have a chat with my boss. I'm just fed up about how stupid the whole thing is. Also, the guy breaking into your locker equals attempted theft. Your colleague and your boss are discriminating you for being a woman and even HR didn't pick up on the discrimination? Do you have a union? While your action was funny, it doesn't tackle the fact your boss thinks it is okay to let that colleague treat you and all women that way. The rep did say that they had gotten complaints about the boss before doing similar things, like not allowing a nursing coworker to take a break to pump milk, and that they were investing his conduct. He's a terrible boss, and I would be so happy if they finally do something. So let me get this straight. You work in healthcare. The dude works in healthcare. How could he work in the industry if he skipped biology class because he sounds he did? Also, this guy voluntarily opened your locker? Whatever for? Wouldn't that be in violation of company policy right there? I feel like he'd try to play that, but others are opening her locker card, but I did add that to another HR email, so we'll see what happens. And you're right. Guy's very immature. Nitpicking expense report. My Fortune 500 employer didn't have a formal travel policy. But my boss made up her own arbitrary rules. She once told me I didn't act like an owner because I bought ice cream at the airport and she knew I wouldn't spend my own money on airport ice cream. I explained that I could have ordered the 3-meat barbecue plate but instead ordered the 2-meat plate and got ice cream. Another time she told me my expense reports looked different than everybody else's. She was right, I expensed public transit receipts when the company would have paid for town cars. She told me I could never expense breakfast if I started the day at home, even if I took a 5:30 a.m. flight and wasn't hungry that early. So I started taking town cars and flying out the night before for all trips. I'd sleep in at the hotel. I'd eat great hotel breakfasts. And expense it all. My expense reports looked like everybody else's, and she stopped complaining. Her nitpicking cost the company $300 plus more for all work trips. I suggested my boss that I could take the midnight flight out and save the company a night at the hotel if I could work from home that day. Boss threw a fit at the WFH idea. Result, I flew during the day, did no work that day, ate at a restaurant, slept at the hotel. Travel policy was observed in full compliance. You and your sensible suggestions. I love to read policies and then go full compliance. Funny, I'm not paid like an owner either. What a coinkydink. LOL, I once got a complaint from a director that my expenses were out of line. I asked what was wrong, and he said, and I quote, "You didn't spend enough on food and drinks. You're traveling for work, the company is paying, we're taking you away from your family for a week, at least go and have some fun." I took that to heart, and without overdoing it started to try and enjoy my trips a bit more. Still, I apparently spend way less than most others, but have good dinners, sometimes even with ice cream, and even indulge on the odd beer or 2, or 3, in the evenings. Employers should remember that you're not taking these trips for fun, it's for them to make money of. We had a pretty comprehensive policy at my old job, and a real ballbuster of an accountant who would nitpick every charge. I was on site in a hotel continuously for 8 months. I had 1 weekend home every 3 weeks. I was not going to do laundry at home when I had so little time there. So I sent my laundry off. I got an email from the accountant stating that laundry was not expensable. I had looked through the policy and it had a caveat: it could be expensed if you were on site for extended periods. At this point, I had been away from home for over a month. I quoted that line back to her and asked how long she thought an extended period would be. I eventually got copied on a reply from a VP who just said, "Pay for the man's laundry." It had been bounced around a bunch of people before it made it to the VP. I appreciated that guy. I want the number associated with my order. Doing my best to keep it short and sweet. I work in eyeglasses. I'm a licensed optician. Upon a patient ordering glasses, we inform them the last 2 numbers of the invoice is their order number. In about a week, you're going to receive a text just referencing the last two numbers of the invoice number here, I say as I point to the numbers. You'll receive a text letting you know that order number 29 is ready for pickup. When glasses show up from the manufacturer, they have a job ticket and a bin number. Order number 29 might be assigned to bin number 87. "I'm here to pick up some glasses, order number 29, says the rather large man, who was probably an NFL linebacker in a previous life. "Okay. I don't need the order number, but your last name." "Smith." "Smith," I mumble to myself, "bin 87, I continue to mumble. 87? No. Not 87. 29. The invoice number isn't correlated to the bins we have. We have 150 cubbies. Your order ending in 29 is in cubby 87. I am sure you all know where this is going. My order is 29 and I want what is in 29. Sir, I assure you there's no correlation between the order number and the bin number. I want 29. I retrieve the case of glasses from cubby 29 and proceed to give the little pink glasses to someone who could father a Sasquatch. The hell is this? These aren't mine. You guys messed up with the wrong person. You wanted what was in cubby 29, so I gave you 29. Then I start to enunciate like I am a game show announcer, and let's see what's in bin 87. After much blazing saddles like harumphing and being generally unpleasant under his breath, the glasses were all good and well. You guys have a stupid system, he said as he stomped off. Not a stupid system, just stupid customers. We made it just for you should have been the reply. In about a week, you're going to receive a text just referencing the last two numbers of the invoice number here, I say as I point to the numbers. You'll receive a text letting you know that order number 29 is ready for pickup. Reasonable so far. So the customer got your text, came to the store, and tells you he's here to pick up order number 29. Okay. I don't need the order number, but your last name. If you told me you didn't need the order number, I'd wonder why you made such a big deal about it when I made the purchase. So from the customer's point of view, it is a stupid system. The whole problem could have been eliminated if you just said, "Okay, may I have your last name, please?" And if he says Smith, order number 29, you thank him and do what you need to do to get the order. The customer doesn't need to know that you didn't need the order number. To be fair, telling a person several times over different formats, verbal, invoice, text, what their order number is, and then say, "I don't need that, only your last name," is confusing, haha. And replying back with a number that does not correlate with the number the customer was erroneously told they needed, with yet another number the customer don't need. Bin number is completely irrelevant for the customer, as they clearly are not meant to pick them up for themselves. I actually agree with linebacker. Stupid system. To be fair, it is a stupid system. I want this guy to turn up at a hotel. Guy, my reservation number is number 85426533954. Name Smith. Reception, okay Mr. Smith, you're in room 905. Guy, no. I want you to put me in room 85426533954. I'm used to hotel systems where the first digit, or two digits, in the room number references the floor number. In my imagining of this guy is climbing a lot of stairs. Why tell them an order number that isn't unique among active orders? If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.